Let me tell you a story. I was watching something I shouldn't be watching every day, self-improvement videos. And for a long time, I did not take action, like at all, for a few months. And then one day, after I finally had enough brain cells and finally clicked, I started doing some of the first few good habits, one of which was journaling. Now in this video, I'm going to explain the two types of journaling: gratitude journaling and affirmation journaling, and how they will benefit you and how to actually do them. When I first started journaling, I found it incredibly fun. It always put a smile on my face, and even though it was a little challenging, it was definitely worth it. And I just saw an overall improvement to my happiness. I started journaling almost a whole page daily, and this was so for a whole more than a whole month until I slipped off for a very long time, and I started putting in way less effort and just kind of forgot about how to journal right because of procrastination. During the period when I was journaling, I noticed incredible benefits. A random time throughout the day, I would receive thoughts of gratitude, which would make me feel very happy. Gratitude is when you're grateful for something, you being happy that you have it. And gratitude journaling increases the amount of times per day you feel those feelings, and this directly leads to increasing your happiness. So how do you gratitude journal? Well, first of all, you need some place to journal on. You need a notebook or use your online notes, preferably physical notebook, and of course a pen. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna put the date, and you're gonna start off the sentence with saying, I am grateful for, and you let your mind think of like things you're grateful for. And this is kind of like more difficult than it sounds because you have to like think. And like at first you might think you have nothing really that special, and then suddenly a thought pops off. I am grateful for my house. The key to starting this habit and being consistent in it is starting small and then increasing as you go. This is progressive overload. So you start off with like 2, 3, 4, or 5 things you're grateful for. So like maybe like 3 lines, and then every like week you can add one more line to do. And I got to the point where I'm doing like half a page now. Reminder to not be like me about it and actually stay consistent and don't forget about it. Set up a task list and reminders, because if you only journal for 2 weeks, that's kind of a waste. And the second type of journaling is affirmation journaling. Affirmation journaling is when you can journal again on an actual journal or on online notes. So what you do basically is you write things which you are not yet, or you like that you want to be. For example, I'm gonna write, I meditate every day for 20 minutes. Well, you can say that this is a lie. It kind of is, but it's like giving you the identity that you already do that thing, which makes you think that you're more likely to do that thing. So let's say I'm deciding if I want to meditate today or no. If I didn't do this practice, I'd probably just say no. But if I did, I have that self-identity of myself as someone who meditates every day for 20 minutes. so I'll be more likely to meditate then. Like, another example is writing down that you are a reader who reads every day. If you start having that self-identity, then yeah, you will start reading every day and you'll be more likely to read. And this hack really helps you make progress so much faster by you imposing that self-identity of who you are not yet, but who you want to be. Let me tell you a story. One of the things I started self-affirmation journaling about is how I have a high GPA. At that time, when I started doing it, I didn't have like the GPA that I wanted. But now ever since, my GPA actually improved. And now I have all A's except for math. So how did this help me? So after this journaling led to me having the self identity that I have really high grades, which made me more likely to do the actions that will lead me to do things that will get me high grades. So I started thinking to myself, I'm a good student, so I started doing the things that good students would do, such as putting more effort into school assignments. I remember reduce your habits, and mainly this can be also applied to all the other habits. You have to start small, even though it's gonna hurt your ego, because you can't start big. This is like a beginner going to the gym and wanting to bench like 150 pounds, even though they just started out. You have to start small and progressive overload to the bigger stuff.